Hi, everyone. I'm Stephen Medby. I'm here with Scott Snowden.
Hi, everyone.
And today we're going to be discussing our new web video series and white paper on how to select a DXP, which I know has been done to death. But Scott, why are we putting this web series and this white paper together?
Well, thanks for teeing it up. But even though lots of people talk about it, we need to have an answer ourselves. And people want to hear what we think about what this is all about. And I also think that there's a better way to do it.
Yep. I 100% agree. I think one of my key reasons, I have three. One, you and I have been in this industry for well over a decade, working with medium, large, and enterprise businesses.
Yeah.
And when I say that, we're not somebody we're not analysts.
No.
And I think that's the difference. We're two people who have worked projects end to end. We understand the customer's decision-making that they have to do while the project is actually going on and why the project is being moved forward through years. Yeah. The other piece of this for me is when we're doing this web series, I actually think it would be interesting when we break it up to discuss each part of the white paper so that we can get critical feedback.
Yeah. I think that's important we have our perspectives on this. And this is kind of our own commentary on what we've heard and seen from other people as well. So if there's something that somebody wants to share with us about what we're saying, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. And the third point for me is we're actually going to have some experts. We're going to talk to some experts while we're doing this. We're going to talk to vendors, which is, I think, highly important because vendors go through this so often.
Right.
And then the final is we want to talk to customers, and we also want to talk to other people who may actually be critical of what we're doing. Yeah, so as we do this series, I think the reason why we're doing it is because we want to piece all of this together.
It's a big conversation.
It is.
And it changes. And I think that's what gets missed as well.
Yeah. And funny enough, my other question is what are we actually going to cover off? So, I'll share this right now. I'll throw this up on the board. Here's what our table of contents is. The first one is what is a digital experience platform? We did this 2 years ago, you and I, when I worked for my other firm, which was CMS Connected. Right. But I think over the last couple of years, it's changed a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that discussion is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, you almost got me going right into it right there, but that'll be the next series.
Exactly. And then one big discussion here is the next talking point is CMX or DXP. I want to allude to this. If you look at like Gartner Magic Quadrant, Forrester, any of these quadrants or infographics that are out there, it's not just CMS or DXP, which I think are the primaries. It's CRM is in this mix.
Sure.
You've got portals are in this mix. Even wrapping in light with DAM marketing and commerce solutions, these backbone technologies. So
sales and marketing automation. Yeah.
And it's all within what they're coining DXP. So I'm really interested in this part. I'm really interested in.
Yep. Well, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. There's a lot of facets.
Yeah. And then the third talking point here is how to pick the right technology. I think we're going to really try to have some experts.
Yeah, that's where we go deep. That's where I have a stronger opinion on how this is done. Yeah,
exactly. I think everybody does. And I'm sure we could have our own session of grind my gears with 20 different people talking about why this works and this doesn't. So it'll be fun there. And then the evaluation criteria that you've come up with within this white paper, I think is really interesting. Mm-hmm. I like it a lot, but I think it's going to be really important for us to be critical of each point. During that discussion. So that part of the web series is going to be fun.
Cool.
Getting help choosing your digital experience platform. Every person I know will say, I can help you. Yeah. Now, full disclosure, I've read the white paper. And I like what you're saying here because it doesn't necessarily mean, phone us right away. Not saying that we're not a good fit to help you, but at least here you have a path. And I really want to see where that discussion goes.
I mean, a rising tide floats all boats. It's cliche, but I mean, what we're saying in there, if you read it, is, hopefully going to be helpful no matter who you partner with.
Exactly. And then questions to ask when choosing a digital experience platform. I think when we get to this phase, I'm really going to be pushing out socially to try and get other questions.
There's all kinds of questions here. Yeah.
There is. And I like a lot of the answers that you've put out there and a lot of the questions you're supposed to be asking. I think your checklist is pretty broad. Let's see if we can add a few. I have a couple.
Yep.
So as we develop out this white paper, it's going to be changing, just so everybody knows. And then finally,
hopefully it's changing on everybody's feedback and what else we're hearing, some of these conversations that we're about to have as the series unfolds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then finally, the DXP selection checklist. This is kind of like my bread and butter. I've lived in this space for, 15 years. So this will be where I hang my hat, because I don't think there's a DXP on the medium, large, and enterprise channel. I don't know at this point.
Oh, there you go. If you've got one out there, send it over to Steven. And really that checklist is sort of an encapsulation of everything else that the white paper is saying, so that you have something that's a quick and easy tool to take you through the process.
Awesome. So, just to wrap this up, we're excited to start this video web series. And really what we want to do now is just ask anybody for their feedback, any experts that want to come on as a guest. If you have any dialogue you'd like us to set up, if you're a vendor and you want us to review your product, if you have some comments as a vendor around some of the infographics out there from some of these analyst firms, love to hear that as well. And what I'll do is we'll set up a form for you to be able to just contact us through that form, and we'll get back to you shortly.
And I'll just say customers and users as well. Like if you have a preference, if you've fallen in love with one, if something has really changed the game for you, if it's really allowed you to grow and do all those things that it espouses, we'd love to hear those stories as well.
Yes, I 100% agree. And at this point, I'm actually starting to ask different customers that I know I'm going to be asking other people. So I'm really excited. So at this point, thank you, everyone. And we look forward to talking to you soon.
Right on.